like she couldn't get any fluid off of the shoulder.
No, she can't.
And it didn't seem like she saw very much with the ultrasound. I mean, the other thing, because when patients do, I mean, we knew it was tough in the beginning, and then when patients do okay, and then all of a sudden it becomes painful again, one of the things we worry about, if it's not infected, we worry about, like, is it loose? So
ella está diciendo que una de las razones que la gente como vuelve, que puede ser que esté suelto o esté infectado.
Yeah, like if it didn't heal in or scar in, and it's just kind of
no se sanó lo suficiente.
I mean, one of the things that the other test or thing that we can kind of do that sometimes can help from like a is it loose or is it just not healing standpoint. We can.
Let me tell you.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay. Sorry.
Otro examen que ella que pueden hacer para ver si está suelto o tiene infección.
Is like a bone scan, so like an image.
Un escaneo de tu hueso.
So it wouldn't be trying to pull fluid off it would actually be looking at if the bone is trying to heal or not, or if that piece is loose.
Okay, para saber si el hueso está suelto o tiene alguna infección.
I mean, if it was feeling better, it would be one thing, but the fact that it all of a sudden hasn't been.
Sí, dicen que no. I know it's weird. I don't understand like why. Like,
yeah, I mean, usually those. Well, and that's the thing is usually like the partials, we know they take a while to feel better. Which
dicen que los parciales se toma mucho tiempo para.
Which we knew it was
well,
kind of.
What I look with this shoulder it's like this.
Yeah, well, especially if it's tough to move or it's painful to move and the muscles are just kind of getting weak around it.
I can do this.
Not so much. Yeah. I know. I think it might be worth getting the bone scan to see.
Ella dice que ella te va a referir para que te hagan el bone scan.
Yeah. If Susan was able to pull fluid out and the fluid showed like infection.
Si la enfermera hubiera podido sacar fluido, pero no pudo.
We would have been able to kind of determine that it was probably an infection that's causing the pain, but it's tough to know.
Sí, es malo saber qué es lo que está pasando porque no pudieron sacar el fluido.
But if the bone scan's showing anything funny, like it's loose or it's kind of moved around or the bone's not healing, we can talk about what we can kind of do at that point to help that.
Cuando hagan el escaneo, entonces pueden saber qué pueden hacer para si es que está suelto o en infección o no se está sanando.
Yo he pensado que tal vez por el socket que me tenían que poner.
He thinks maybe because they didn't do like the complete.
Yeah, we did that. But usually patients who, like, if you just never did well, if it never felt better at some point, then we would consider it just being that we have to add the socket.
Ella dice que si todavía tú no estás como que dura mucho tiempo que no hay sanidad, pues entonces en el futuro van a pensar poner el socket.
But the fact that you did okay for a little while, now all of a sudden
el factor que tú al principio estabas bien mejorando, entonces después ahora tiene dolor.
I know.
Yeah. The treatment or the surgery, if we're seeing that there's any loosening or anything like that going on, it would probably be to do more of the piece, like putting the socket in. So, like, which we were trying to push off having to do because of your age.
Pero que si por tu edad no querían hacerlo, pero si hay que hacerlo, por eso yo te estoy haciendo así.
But if I know it's like going through, but believe it or not, if
I'm gonna buy a car. Because he couldn't lay down. He used to get like one of those lazy boy.
The nice thing we'll say is if it's just really showing that it's loose and we're not really seeing any signs of infection.
Sí, solamente muestra que está como no loose, como que no está bien que no está pegando.
Yeah, like it just didn't heal in the bone.
Que no se sanó.
If we do the total at this point, so
si hace la cirugía total,
so
la completa con el saque y todo.
Probably revising the part that's there already to make sure that it fits.
Esa parte ahí para estar seguro de que está bien.
It'll heal.
Está sanado.
And then doing the socket, most folks actually feel a lot better, a lot quicker with the total than they do those partials.
Ellos dicen que con el completo.
No,
I know.
Well, because he's supposed to have arthritis and something happens with my bones.
Yeah.
Okay. With a little pieces bones coming down in the middle of the nerve in the metal.
Yeah.
I feel like something is
Stabbing?
me, yeah.
Yeah.
You
So-
feel like a stabbing pain?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
if anything is kind of, again, if it's loose or if it's not, the bone never healed around it, and again, it's loose or it's kind of backing out a little bit, you're gonna sometimes get that discomfort. So that's why I think it would be worth getting the
Porque
bone
dice que
scan.
si el hueso no está sanado por completo o está que no
Que el hueso no,
la gente siente esa sensación.
I mean, the other thing is, again, we know that the partials are a lot more uncomfortable and take a lot longer to feel better from.
Él dice que la operación parcial se toma mucho tiempo y hay mucho, duele.
But patients shouldn't go from, having a hard time in the beginning, then feeling good, and then all of a sudden it gets bad again. So it should just continue to get better, not get worse.
Sí, dice que se supone que continúe a mejorar, no lo que te pasó en tu caso, que estaba en un tiempo bien y después estaba como declinando.
Y otra cosa, yo no levanto cosas pesadas para...
He said another thing that he doesn't do any heavy lifting, so he doesn't understand like why.
Well, if the bone just didn't heal,
Dice que si el hueso no está sanando
we
completo,
don't cement those in.
porque ellos no le ponen cemento.
It requires the bone to kind of scar in around it to keep it there.
Oh,
So if the
el
bone just
hueso
didn't want to
tiene
heal,
que hace como un scar, como que se sana por dentro, pero si no lo hace, eso es lo que pasa.
so if that bony callus or that scarring never really set in, that piece could just not be nice and firm in there. So that's why at this point, if again when we go in there and we see that anything is loose, we would probably be doing more of a cement at that point.
O dice cuando te hagan el escaneo del hueso, si encuentran que está luz, o sea que está suelto todavía, van entonces a con ese, how do they do the cement?
So
Con cemento.
we actually make it's a bone cement that we make in the
Oh.
office, and then we put it on the back of those replacements, and then when we put it back into the bone, the cement hardens, so it almost forces it to kind of
So
stay
they
and
have to
heal.
do a surgery again. They have to,
But if we have to put the socket part in, it's gonna be a surgery too, but that's why I think check to see the
Sí.
bone scan.
Mejor hacer el escaneo primero antes de llegar a esa.
Okay. So I'm gonna put the order in for that. They're gonna give you a call to schedule it.
Van a poner la orden para el escaneo de los huesos y nos van a llamar.
And then once we get the report, Tara will call to get you back in. We'll go over and see what it says, and then we'll talk about what we think.
Okay, cuando venga el reporte del escaneo que hicieron, van a decidir qué es lo que van a hacer.
He's finishing up next door. If you want to wait for him to say hi, he kind of already knows the plan. If you want to wait,
Yeah,
perfectly
si
fine.
quieren
Just
esperar, el
wait.
doctor está al lado y vamos a esperar. Yeah.
And then so as
So
soon
in
as
the
he,
meantime, what can he do for the pain besides? There's nothing else he can do besides the.
so is he? Are you still doing the Vicodin?
Yeah, that's why.
That Vicodin don't do nothing, so
Yeah.
the little pills we give me, that is working.
Was it the oxycodone?
Yeah.
I mean, we can probably do another prescription of that, hopefully to at least get you to like the bone scan. The problem with that is
I know that, yeah.
Yeah, we
I
just-
work in a hospital, so he doesn't.
you want to be careful because if we have to do another
I know.
surgery, it's the least we need to use right now. But again, if it's so uncomfortable, even if it's just the kind of sleep, I can give you like 10 or something just to
Él
kind of get you
te puede para dormir por lo menos.
It shouldn't take long to get an MRI takes forever to get. The bone scans and the CAT scans usually aren't too bad, so hopefully they'll give you a call to schedule that
Okay.
within the week. Well, they'll probably call you tomorrow or the
Oh,
next
good.
day, but hopefully they can get you in within the week, so.
Okay.
All right,
Thank
and
you
then
so
we'll see
much.
that. Yeah, so sit tight, I'm gonna put that order and I'll send Dr. Arcan in and then we'll get you guys out, okay?
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Is it-
Si yo le digo que si tiene algo, yo estoy grabando todo para